guys, welcome back. In this video I'm going to share with you my first impressions of a couple of new makeup products that I tried for this look which I wore out today. So the first item that I tried out for the first time today is this Palladio eyeshadow palette. So this is a drugstore brand. I've seen it around for the longest time. I've always wanted to try it out. I got this off Amazon Prime of all places, but I think you can get it in Guardian. For example, I've seen it in the Guardian at Ngee Ann City. I started off with this particular dark shade of color. See how pigmented it is? That's pretty pigmented. So I started off with this particular color kind of just on the crease of my eyes. It blended out really nicely. So it has a little bit of shimmer in it, as you can see, but it definitely applied really nicely on the crease color. And then I actually proceeded to use this particular color here, which is a nice matte mauvey color, onto my to just kind of transit the eye color to my brows. Can't really see very well, but it's a really nice matte shade, and I was quite impressed with it because not a lot of drugstore brands, typically they are either like all matte or all shimmer, but this particular matte color was actually really nice. Then I had this last color here, which is like a brow bone color. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, and I basically used it for my brow bone, which was really nice. So even though it has a little bit of shimmer, it kind of played out really nicely on the brow bone area. So I didn't use this particular gold color, but I'm pretty sure that it will look really nice. I'm just gonna swatch it real quick for you. See, it's really pigmented right there on the pinky. So I think all in all, the four colors are really nice together. It's the color combination is, to be honest, nothing revolutionary. I think this is quite a standard type of color combi for a palette, and I think I have a couple of palettes that have just this color combi, but I think to be able to have that at a drugstore price, it's actually a pretty good choice to have if you want to try out something quite neutral on your eyes and you don't want to pay the big bucks. I highly recommend this. In fact, some of these shadows are working better than some of the higher end products that I've tried. So this is kind of like the look I have on my eyes after a full day of going out and stuff. So you can see that the colors actually stuck on my eyes pretty well. Okay, next new item I tried today is the Inglot Aqua Stick eye cream eyeshadow thingy, and this is in the number 16, and it's a really nice rosy peachy type of color. I was a little bit scared to put this on because of the formula of it. So it comes in like a little spoolie like that, and when you put it on, it's very watery, if you can see there, and it has like a really nice cooling effect on your eyes. But I was a little bit scared to put it on just because of how like watery it is. You can see that you can actually kind of spread it around, and I didn't want to ruin whatever that I had on my eyes. So I do have it on my eyelids, and from the application you can see that you need very little unless you have very big eyelids. I don't have a lot of like eyeshadow estate on my eyes, so I had to be really careful. I don't think you can really spread the eyeshadows with this particular applicator, so I highly recommend, maybe you could even put it on your hands and then put it on your eyes if you're really scared to screw the look up. But I think just putting it on your eyes, applying it with this, and then you really need to use your hands to very gently put it across your eyes. So you have to be very careful with it though, because it is quite easy to get out of where you want it to be. So I like this. I think all in all it stayed through the day quite nicely. So with the application of the eyeshadows and all that, and the eye cream, I obviously had to erase and clean up the mess. So I actually used this cool little products by Real Techniques. It looks like a beauty blender, but it does the exact opposite of what a beauty blender does, which is it actually erases makeup. So what you need to do is you need to basically put it under water, just similar to how you would wet a beauty blender. This is how it looks like out of the packaging. It has a nice little gradient here, and then it has a nice little pointy shape here. So I tried removing different types of makeup throughout my makeup look today, so it needed a little bit of help when I tried to remove the Inglot cream eyeshadow, but I think it's just because of the formula itself. It is generally a little bit more difficult to remove. I almost gave up on it, but as I tried to really like press onto my skin, it actually managed to remove the eyeshadow. I also tried to remove a little bit of eyeliner smudge that I had on my eyes, and it removed it with no problem at all. And then I also tried to just kind of clean up my lipstick because I'm wearing liquid lipstick today, so it actually did a pretty good job. So this is how it looks like after one use. It does have a little bit of makeup that I have erased. I'm not sure what the secret or the formula is, but I'm actually quite excited. Okay, continuing on with the eye makeup, I tried out this particular eyeliner which I bought from Watsons. I've had it for a while, haven't really tried it. It comes with two ended brushes. So it's called the Absolute New York Dual Stroke. Okay? I did try this out today. I'm quite impressed with it. It comes with two ends. I tried the thinner end, which I think this is the thinner end. Yeah, they have a thicker end and a thinner end right there. So I didn't want my eyeliner to be too thick, so I did try the thinner end right here. It's really dark. It's really black. So you can see that it's quite black, and it was very pigmented. It applied on pretty wet actually on the eyes, but it was quite easy to maneuver and create like a nice little wing liner there. So it has stayed onto my eyes pretty much the whole day. There was no smudging or whatever. So yeah, I'm quite impressed by it. I quite like it actually, and I like the fact that it didn't really wrinkle or smudge too much, and I like that it comes with the thicker version if you want to do like an Adele or Amy Winehouse type of look, but the wearability of it is actually really nice. Okay, so let's move on to some face products. I tried my NARS Charlotte Gainsbourg Hydrating Glow Tint. I got this a couple of weeks ago. If you watched my haul video where I hauled this, I told you that I don't really know what it does, but I got it just because I wanted to try out something new. So this is in the shade medium. Apparently it's supposed to give you like a glow tint. You're supposed to put it all over your face, and then when you put your foundation, you just put it like in the middle of your face. So I did try this out. There's no coverage whatsoever. I think it created a little bit of glow to my face. Not quite sure still what it does. Anyway, I made the mistake of applying it with my hands for some reason, and it applied way better with my beauty blender, so that was that. But other than that, no coverage. It just gave a little bit of glow. And then on top of that, I also tried this new item which I'm quite excited about. It's the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I've seen so many US vloggers and beauty vloggers wearing this, and it took a while for me to figure out how to open up or how to actually get the product out. But once the product was out, it was like, look at how pigmented that is. That's super pigmented. I got it in the shade, the lightest shade. I think it's the light pale. I probably could have gone with a darker shade, but this was just what was available on the website. And this little sponge right here, it's so comfortable to glide that concealer on, and it has like a minty little flavor. It's supposed to have like an ingredient that instantly rewinds your age. It's supposed to reduce like lines and wrinkles, and it has this particular ingredient in there that helps to really diminish your dark eye circles. So I basically put this on top of the tinted moisturizer thingy, and yeah, it definitely made my face a lot brighter. I don't know if it's something that's easy to use on a daily basis because it is quite thick. Yeah, I guess I could actually blend it out with my hands like that, but it also works very nicely as a highlight. Yeah, it looks nice and it just creates a little bit more dimension to my skin. Okay, next let's talk about blush. I haven't bought like a drugstore blush in a really long time, so I decided to check this one out, which is the Maybelline V Face blush. I got this online, and online it just looked like a really good idea. I didn't expect it to be so tiny and so small, but in any case, this is in the shade Wine. And it comes with a little tiny brush, which I would typically throw away, but I wouldn't recommend throwing this one away because you might actually need it, because you can see that the 3 items that you have here, which is, this is, I think, it has a little bit of shimmer to it, so maybe you could use it as a highlight. This is like your main blush color, and then here you have like your little contour color. So this little contour color, you can see how small it is, so I couldn't actually lift it up with like a bronzing brush because it was so tiny. So you do need to use this little tiny guy right here to just basically pick it up. And the good thing about this brush is that it's quite sturdy, so it did create like a nice line for the contour to happen. But other than that, it's good for the application onto your face. But after that, I had to use like a more softer brush to blend it out because this was just too stiff and it was just accentuating that particular line. So, and then I kind of used this mainly, but I think my brush did dip into a little bit of the pink one, and I basically used it on top of the contour. I am quite impressed with the color payoff. It was quite pigmented for a drugstore blush. I don't think I've ever tried a Maybelline brush or blush, to come to think of it, but you can actually still see the blush here. Yeah, it's very pretty. Quite impressed with this particular little palette. It's just that the application is a little bit difficult to apply, but the product itself is very nice. Okay, so for highlight, I got this other item also from the brand Palladio, the same as the eyeshadow, and it's this particular baked blush in the color Rosy. So it's very pinkish. It's super like, I don't know, it's so light. It definitely doesn't work on me as a blush color, but I decided to use it as a highlight, and it was really nice as a highlight. So you can actually still see some of the highlight color here and here. I basically put it on there and it worked really nicely. So I am quite impressed with this particular brand so far. So the 2 items that I tried from it are actually quite nice. So that's the baked blush right there. And second last item, before I put on my lipstick, I tried this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set. It is a makeup setting spray. It was quite I don't know, I felt quite insecure trying out something so new because I was so used to my Urban Decay like de-slick setting spray. I was like, I don't know, what if it doesn't make my makeup stay? So the application of it is a little bit different from the Urban Decay one. It has a little bit less of a mist type of effect. It kind of like, it's not the worst type of spray mechanism, but it did leave like little splotches on my face. But I think all in all, my face did get misted with this, and I didn't feel my face getting like too like more oily than it usually is. I also found that my face, the makeup I had kind of stayed on, especially most of it was like drugstore makeup. So yeah, I think it actually worked pretty well. So yeah, I do like it. I don't mind just wearing it again. Alright, so last item I have is what's on my lips. It is the Kat Von D liquid lipstick, the new latest color that I got, which is in the color Plath. And I really like it. It's like a dark, I don't know, a dark nude, almost red and rusty color. The only thing is, I think it might have been a little bit too dark for my outfit today because I was just supposed to go out for a pedicure and brunch, and I definitely looked a lot more made up for that. This is definitely a more evening time color, I think, or even if it's in the daytime. Maybe if you're wearing something a little bit more formal, you have a formal meeting or an important meeting that you need to go to, I think this is perfect for that. So, but of course, other than that, in terms of the texture and everything, I love the formula of it. It's just really easy to apply, and yeah, I didn't really have any problems with it. Alright, so basically those are the new items and the look that I created with the new items and my first impressions and thoughts about them. So I think generally I don't find anything disappointing. The only question mark I have is probably this NARS what is it, hydrating glow tint thingy, which I still don't know if it did anything. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick first impressions video. If you have any questions, make sure you leave it as a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.